Hey guys, what is going on? This is Ip of RageQuitTV, gonna be casting a liquid team kill of MLG Winter Championships. We have Jinro spawning as the red Terran on the bottom right position of Shakuras Plateau, and TLO spawning to the left of him close by air as the blue Zerg. It is again a ZVT on Shakuras Plateau, close by air positions, and I did say it was MLG Winter Championships. That is the one that was just about 2 months ago. And the one that was just last weekend was MLG Spring Arena. So these games are about 2 months old, but like whiskey, they aged very well, and this is going to be very entertaining. I promise you guys. We do have Jinro going off to build his 10 supply depot like he always does, and like every other Terran will do. I've never seen an opening that has a different depot ever since you had to build a depot before you can build a barracks. Back in the beta, you could go for a barracks, then supply depot, and that was pretty darn imba. We do have the Overlord now for TLO. Gonna be scouting. We'll be going up for a 15 hatch, it looks like. May do a 16. We'll see exactly when he ends up getting that one hatch. And Jinro, we'll see when if he gets the gas time, if he's gonna go for a 1 Rax expand or just go for reacted Hellion expand. We'll see exactly what he ends up doing. I would expect him to go for a 1 Rax expand, just because that is the type of player he is. He is not really known for his aggression, especially in TVZ. As odd as it sounds, the replay pack I casted of him, he wasn't really all that aggressive in TVZ. The Overlord now just about to come in. We'll see that there is no gas by Jinro, and he is actually going to be doing a 2 Rax. This SCV does come up, pokes, sees the Overlord, returns back to mining, and the Overlord is going to be going in to check these gas timings, and he won't see the second barracks, but if TLO is paying attention, he will know it's a 2 Rax play just by looking at this mineral line. You do see the order command starting, means there's 15 SCVs out on the field. When this Overlord comes in and only sees 12, he's going to know something's up, because if you see 13, that means they can be building a depot and scouting. If you see 14, then you know, okay, it's not a 2 Rax. If you see 12, that's 3 SCVs that are missing, and there's no gas. There's definitely a 2 Rax coming down when you only see those 12 SCVs. And the question is, was TLO paying attention to that SCV count, as Jinro does lift up his barracks and now land it down here? We do have the spawning pool just about completed. The drone is going to be wailing away on this one SCV. The hatch is completing, and TLO is immediately going to be throwing up this spine crawler, it looks like. Is he going to get it? Is he going to start building it? Yes, he is, before anything shows of a 2 Rax. So maybe this one drone did scout it. Maybe he saw those Marines, and that's why the drone did come up. But regardless, TLO did scout this and got a very early spine crawl up, and is getting another one. Knows this is not a bluff, and those drones going to be going to town on this one bunker. Lings are already out, and this doesn't look like it's going to be working. Those SCVs, there's no more SCVs on these bunkers, so TLO has defended the triple bunker rush, I guess you could say. I don't exactly know what this build is called. Jinro going to be leaving these bunkers up. I'm assuming once both these spine crawlers do finish, Jinro will cancel them. Doesn't want to cancel it now, because then TLO can cancel this spine crawler and get all the money back. One of the bunkers does cancel, the other spine crawler does get completed, and now Jinro is going to be canceling all the others and returning back on home. Very nice job by TLO for scouting that, because if he didn't have that instant reaction, I don't think he would have had a chance to hold that rush, even though he got a little bit lucky and the SCVs did get into a little bit of a vulnerable position. Going into the workers tab, we do have 19 SCVs versus 21 drones. TLO has the expansion up, and Jinro just started his, so I'd say it's about even. Jinro still has a chance to do quite a bit of damage. He has a lot of Marines on the map and is not producing any more, so he won't be going on for any more aggression. We'll see exactly how TLO does react to this. TLO still doesn't have any gas, not getting gas, so I don't think he's going to be going for like a counter all-in. I think he's just going to be sitting on these 2 spine crawlers with his queens, going to get a 3rd and 4th one out, and be very happy. However, will he end up getting? Yes, he will get those extra queens. I was just wondering, because he did build quite a few Lings early on. Oh, did he only build 4? No, it looks like he built a few more than 4. Only like 6 probably max Lings, so didn't really overproduce anything at all, and just got the 2 spines, and that was a miracle, not a miracle, a perfect defense by TLO. We do have Jinro getting a factory up. The scouting Overlord does come in, wants to see what Jinro's tech looks like. Those two Marines do not want to let it happen. Overlord is going, the factory is just within sight. He sees the one factory, but doesn't see that second factory, and that is definitely a big thing to just miss out, because TLO sees his factory only halfway done when there's one now just completing. Will he go for a tech lab first or get a reactor on it? It looks like he is going to be getting a tech lab, so he's going to have a lot of tanks early on, or is he going to go for blue flames? I don't know exactly what Jinro's plan is. We do have a Marine just sitting at this third base watching when TLO tries to take this, and TLO is now just getting his gases up, does have 2 completed, has mined just about 100 gas. I don't see anything using gas, so yeah, has just mined about 100. And we do have blue flames on the way for Jinro, so it is going to be a Marine Hellion attack, and this can be very strong. However, with these Spine Crawlers and Queens, if they have a lot of energy and can transfuse the Spine Crawlers, I think TLO could hold this again with ease. And looks like this blue flame is going to be timed very well with the metabolic boost, or TLO timing his metabolic boost to this blue flame, which means speeds are going to have, Lings are going to have speed. And, well, that means they can kind of deal with the Hellions. It's not going to be the ideal counter, but if those Lings didn't have speed and these Hellions had blue flame, that would pretty much be GG right then and there. We do have Jinro setting up the wall right now. TLO getting a macro hatch, has also started his +1 armor and a tack with these EVA chambers. Going to be going up on a 3rd gas right now and being on top of that inject. You can see the Queen going down to 0 energy. And very nice injects by TLO right now. We do have a drone trying to take the 3rd base, but Jinro's Marine does deny it, which means these Lings are going to be forced to pull back. And now Jinro knows that TLO is going to be taking a 3rd base, but he does have the blue flame Hellions now just completing and has started stim as his blue flame does complete. A little bit late for stim. Those Lings are going to come in and just march straight to their death. 8 more on the way. 8 more just finished and 4 more now on the way. And TLO immediately throws up a Roach one and deal with these Hellions. This 1/3 base is not really safe. The Hellions and Marines are coming around across the map. Scan does go down, going to be taking out a lot of these creep tumors. And there's Marines kind of hiding that they are out in the field. But I think TLO had Lings on that watchtower. Jinro is going to be lifting up this depot. No! He is not going to be lifting that up, and the Lings do manage to get in the base. We do have 2 Hellions now trying to defend SCVs surrounding those Lings. I don't think the SCVs really went down, but Jinro wants to go up. He is not going to go for that 3rd base. He wants to break up into this natural and do a lot of damage. Transfuse does go down on those Spine Crawlers. 1 transfuse, it looks like. Now 3 Queens going to be helping out. The Lings waiting patiently, but they will be the last thing that runs in. Don't want to engage on this ramp. They want to ensure they can try to get a complete surround off. And there we go. The Lings are going to come out and splitting up very nicely. You can see TLO's Ling split. Very nice. Setting a few to deal with those Hellions while the others did take care of those Marines. Very nice way to micro Lings against Marine Hellion. A composition that Ling should not be able to beat, but TLO showing us that it can be cost efficient with some micro. Now he's going to be engaging these Hellions again, but those blue flames proving to be very effective. Kills off all the Marines, and now the Lings are just going to be returning on home. We do have 11 Roaches now just completing by TLO, so he has held on to this, and because Jinro tried to go up to the natural, he does not get to kill this 3rd base. If Jinro instead just went for that 3rd, he would have easily taken that with those Marines and the Hellions, but he lost too many on those Spine Crawlers and did relatively no damage. We do have Overlord drops on the way. Does he have Overlord speed already? No, he doesn't. Not getting that Overlord speed just yet. And the Overlord drop is the one that takes about double the length of speed, so we will be seeing that once this Ventral Sax does hit around 60 to 70 seconds. And now Roach is going to be coming in. Jinro is going to be defending this with, looks like, pure Hellions. And a handful of Marines that do stim. There's Hellions doing a decent job, actually. Those Roaches can't really attack all these Hellions, and I think Jinro's going to hold this very easily. Going to be backing up those Hellions and keeping them out of range of those Roaches. Roaches trying to take out the supply depots. Jinro going to be pulling some more SCVs off to do some repairs. Jinro pulling those Hellions on back, and TLO trying to, again, work his way down on the supply depots. Hellions getting in good position where they can attack multiple Roaches at the same time. Those SCVs are appearing. 1 supply depot does go down. Those Lings can run in, and Jinro immediately places another supply depot blocking that off so those Lings do not get in. With the tank on the high ground, I don't think these roaches can do any more damage, so TLO is going to be checking if there's a third base, and meanwhile going to be getting his fourth base on up. Jinro does take his third base down here, and TLO doesn't have the watchtower, so he has no idea that third base is going up by Jinro. Whom of which is just getting bio upgrades. I don't think he has anything on his mech. No, he doesn't. TLO doesn't have any missile attacks, getting that +2/2 melee and, well, ground armor. Additionally, you do see the Overlord speed does not look like it was timed well at all with that Overlord drop. As you do see, it still has at least 20 seconds. Did not time that. Was a little bit focused on that Roach Micro. Infestation Pit on the way. We also have a Baneling's Nest on the way. But 3-base turn to a 4-base Zerg is just fine. And Jinro now getting that tank count high. The key thing is, he hasn't really lost any tanks just yet. So it's going to be eventually very hard for TLO to actually engage Jinro. But with these drops, that may be just what TLO needs. And we also see a Nidus network by TLO. And it looks like he's trying to do a counter to mech play. But Jinro does have plenty of bio. We do have a handful of Marines going to be taking out this one Overseer. Has he used any scans on TLO? No, he hasn't. And has no idea about the fourth base that is now complete. But a huge Overlord drop is on the way. Jinro doesn't have control of this watchtower, so this is going to catch him completely off guard, and this has the potential to do a lot of damage. Operation Overlord now commencing, going to be going in and dropping on Jinro's main. We have just this handful of Marines that are going to be up against Lings and Roaches, mainly Lings, and keep in mind those Lings do have 2/2. Medevac drop is going out, does see all the Overlords. Nidus Swamp immediately gets built. Those Marines are going to step up, try to take out the Nidus Swamp. You do see Jinro now targeting it. If that Nidus does complete, that means a lot of Roaches will come out. Tanks do come up. Marines kind of get in a position where those Lings can't just go attack them. Handful of Roaches go down, but TLO losing quite a bit here. However, the supply is 171 to 123. Another Nidus is being built, and another one. TLO is just massing Niduses at the same time. Jinro going to be doing a drop on this 1/4 base. And there's so much blue in the middle of the map, I have no clue what this is. Just Roaches going everywhere, going back to defend against the drop, going in to do damage to this third base. Action going on absolutely everywhere as Roaches do come in from this north side. Gonna be taking out one tank. Overlord is coming in so we can get vision of the high ground. SCVs do get the clutch repair on this bunker that was actually empty. So that was a lot of damage just wasted on a empty bunker. That one gas does fall. And TLO going in this loss tab is losing more than Jinro, but it does have a better econ. 48 SCVs to 97 drones. I would say yes, TLO has a much better econ, but keep in mind Jinro is just about to drop this third base. Did not manage to take out the, oh no, he did manage to take out the fourth base. It is immediately being rebuilt, and only 2 Marines are going to come dropping in, or 3 Marines. Medevac is going to lift up and start getting those units on the way as TLO does come in, taking out even more workers. TLO has killed 35 SCVs in all of this engagement, and now coming in has Infestors with the mix right now, and TLO is looking like he is in a dominating position. Jinro, though, with some drops, going to be dropping again on this 1/4 base. Going to keep TLO contained to 3 bases as long as he can. And now this Marine's going to be targeting drones, it looks like, just getting whatever damage he can be guaranteed. Knows he can't kill off this one expansion, but he can guarantee himself some drone kills. So that is what he's doing. Looks like he is gearing up to do yet another drop as TLO does take his 5th base on and does have Lings just watching out saying, yes, you are still on just 3 bases. Am I going on 5 bases? 2 Overlords are here, scouts the drop, and the Marines do get out of it. Going to try to pick off these Overlords. Only 1 does go down, but TLO now knows about that drop. The 3 Marines look like they are finally going to get cleaned up, but no, the Marines do go up in this medevac and manage to retreat. We do have Jinro with 1 medevac just sitting right there. I don't know what that's doing. And looks like Jinro is going to be going into this main. TLO doesn't really have many units. He does have an Infestor with 100 energy. That's enough to do absolutely nothing to this one drop. TLO needs to get some more units back here. And it looks like with Lings underneath the medevac, and if he gets a fungal growth on this before it can drop, then that's actually doing something, as both those queens will be hitting it. The medevac does live with 20 HP, and Jinro looks like he lost all his Marines over here. Going into the workers killed, only 6 for Jinro, while it's 35 for TLO. Burrow on the way, 3-3 now for those Lings. Jinro, what is he at? He is at 2-2 with 3 attack on the way, doesn't have 3 armor, and an Ultralisk Cavern is also being built. Bone Girth goes down on a handful of Marines. The medevac is going to be healing it, but more infestors are coming in to finish the job. And this one medevac still just hanging tight. This one now going to be returning home. Probably pick up a few SCVs, or not a few SCVs, a few Marines to come and do a drop. And at this point of the game, Jinro has to be extremely cost effective. And it looks like he's doing what I was just about to say. He's starting to put tanks up on the high ground, where it's going to be very hard for TLO to take. And there's a lot of infestors here that can get targeted down by those tanks. TLO losing all of his infestors. It looks like going to be dropping Lings on those tanks on that high ground. But Jinro now pulling ahead in supply, being very cost effective with that engagement. Going into this loss tab, we do see TLO losing a lot more than Jinro, but that does free up supply for Ultras. But TLO, he's getting a lot of Banelings, 20 Banelings on the way, and like 40 Lings. Going to be maxing out on Ling Bling, an army that is just trying to commit suicide, a kamikaze attack against Jinro, because TLO knows that he's almost mined Jinro out. If he can just kill off Jinro's entire army, it's going to be very hard for him to build another one. As we do see, the natural is almost depleted. This third base is getting relatively close, about 33% left in that base. So all TLO has to do is kill Jinro's army, and that may be why he just mathed Banelings right there instead of getting Ultras and Infestors. It looks like we have 2 Banelings and 2 Roaches coming in. This one Viking up to 6 kills, and now going to be transfusing the Ultralisk and will be dropping on this one tank. No, he will not. And Jinro going to be putting tanks up on this high ground. We do have a handful of Lings and some Banelings going to be dropping on those tanks. But look at this Marine positioning. The tanks are actually a wall for them. At the same time, Jinro looking like with this high ground positioning is just dominating TLO. 191 supply to 138. How did this game just turn completely around? And a command center now over here. Jinro going to be taking his 4th base. Fungal Girths do go down on this one small drop. But Jinro going to be doing a double drop. Looks like those Marines miss the evac point by that much. And they're still going to stem, showing good spirit. Queens do transfuse each other, going to be staying alive. Those Marines look like they will be cleaned up. But Jinro now coming in here. Look at this Marine split by Jinro. Not going to be caught by any Fungals or Banelings. Pre-split all his Marines and moving those very few at a time. Very nicely done by Jinro. Knows he has a lot of units compared to TLO. The thing that TLO could do is get good Fungals or Baneling hits off. So he did keep them split up. Now a bunch of Lings are going to come out. He may pick them up, or he may just sit in this one narrow choke where TLO cannot get good positioning on those medevacs, healing so well at the same time. We do have Ultras now coming in, but tanks on the high grounds are not going to be an Ultralisk friend at all. Ultras are going to hate that very much. This one drop has finally been dealt with, and Jinro going to be taking that one Queen out. Ultralisk are going to be coming in here. We do have Jinro 176 supply versus TLO at 133. Ultras coming in, and they will be getting taken out very quickly. Overwoods now are going to be the next target as Marines do start stemming in. At the same time, we have a drop coming on over here. I thought I saw another drop somewhere over at this one base. No, that's still that one medevac sitting in the main that has 20 HP. Still just hanging on tight. 2 more tanks going to be dropped on this one high ground. Jinro is showing us how to play TVZ on Shakuras Plateau with these tank positionings on that high ground. TLO just does not have an answer to it. And going in this army supply, we have 129 versus 47. I don't think there's much TLO can do to this game, but at least he has learned that Jinro, he is the king of positioning. It looks so in favor of TLO, and then with the blink of an eye, Jinro took this position right here and just turned the game completely upside down. Scan going off, just killing off all the creep in this middle area. We do have an infestor now. Gonna try to take out a few tanks. Ling's gonna be coming in here. Will this be enough Lings to clean up the rest of TLO? It doesn't look like it. More Ultras coming in. That one tank is gonna be going down, can no longer do anything. But Jinro He is just going to be sending more and more units across the map, but TLO has actually put a dent in Jinro. It's only a 50 supply differential now, instead of a 60 or 71. And Jinro with some nice stutter stepping on those Marines, still just falling back to where his tanks are on that high ground. And he will be marching forward right now and lifting up those units to save them from those banelings. Still, again, the one drop way back here just completely trolling me every time I think a drop is coming there. And now he positions a medevac in the natural. Oh, great job, Jinro. We do have those Marines now going to be coming back. A good baneling hit does go off on those Marines. And Jinro going to be coming in, and if he can manage to take out both these bases, at least just this base. This is the last mining base of TLO, so if Jinro takes this out, that is GG right there. And looks like he does have a drop coming in. A Nidus Worm does get built. Where is that? Is that here? No, it is going to be back here. TLO is going to be doing this. I didn't even think this. If TLO can take out this base of Jinro, then he will have a chance, but he has to worry about Jinro just killing absolutely everything as he is going in to both the natural and the main, splitting his army up. TLO's army is all trying to engage this PF, which is getting repaired. We do have Queens to transfuse this Ultra. It is the mighty Ultralist that could, but TLO is going to be throwing the GG, and we will be getting into game number 2 very shortly. But before we do that, let me do one thing real quick, and I know the units kind of just disappeared. And I will be restarting StarCraft, and we will have all the fancy animation coming on. Apparently, some of the effects you have to restart StarCraft for to take effect, so that's why they were not there in this game. So, going into SC2 gears. We have TLO with a 7.4 inject gap. That is some of the best injecting that I have seen TLO do in a long, long time. Let's go back to the game. Did he change anything up, or is this just because it's a tournament and he has his full focus on it? Nope, didn't change anything up with the hotkeys. Just has, again, his full focus on everything. And again, here is that little bunker rush that just did not work out. We have all of the SCVs right now on that one side, and they all get taken out. And that puts an end to this. Very nicely done by TLO, but unfortunately, Jinro still manages to pull a win. And again, going to game number 2 right now.